Hello everyone, Johnny Hurricane here from GamersHeroes.com, and today we are going to go over just how much of a train wreck that EA Play was. Let's get started. All right, so let's just be real with each other. Not everything needs to be an event. It is currently supposed to be E3 time. I think it's actually past E3 at this point, so EA is doing their E3 conference a little later than normal, well, later time-wise as well, as it is. I don't know, it's like 8 o'clock right now, so it's a little darker, but the sun's still out, so we figured I'd shoot it outside. Still plenty of people on the lake, all that business. You might hear some boats, see some boats, hear some kids screaming, because that's what they do. Anyways, let's go ahead and start this off. So they start off, the president or CEO or whatever comes out, has a little message like, yep, all right, cool, do that, and they says, let's get to the games. What happens then? We have 5 minutes of Greg Miller talking before we get to a game. What's the first game? Apex Legends. Sorry, that was probably loud, I just clapped right into that. Anyways, but that goes to illustrate the point. Apex Legends, that is not a new game. Yeah, you get a new update, and yeah, it's coming to Switch and Steam. Okay, whatever, not that big of a deal. Conference worthy? Absolutely not. Next game, oh, what was the next game? I can't even remember. Oh, The Sims. This one really got me, right? Because they're talking, and then they're like, and while we want to share some new news with you, it'll have to wait, basically. And it's like, well, why did you even show it? Basically to be like, oh, you can be whoever you want to be in The Sims. They're patting themselves on the back there. Really crappy. That's 2 games out of the way, neither of which are new. Third, Command & Conquer Remastered, re-release, whatever they want to call it. Again, not a new game. Where are we going with this conference is my question. Who sat down and was like, you know what we need to do? Apex is a decent starter. Like it reminds me of the GTA 5 start, right? Like, okay, let's just get this out of the way, but it's just downhill from there until Star Wars. But let's just keep going. So you get Command & Conquer Remastered, and they're like, it's going to Steam with mod support. Cool, love mods, yada yada. They then go over a couple other games that they released on Steam, and they have the audacity, the gall to mention Dead Space 3. Like, hey, that's something you want to slip on in underneath everybody's radar. But no, they're like, yeah, Dead Space 3 is coming. Maybe they forgot how much we hate Dead Space 3, how much we hate them for what they did to Dead Space. Not a good look. All right, that's fine. Then we get to indies. We get our Joseph Ferris thing. That's, you know, he's there for shock value, and he does make, you know, decent enough games. A freaking bug in my face. Yeah, so it's whatever. Another indie game, and then an indie game that looks like Fortnite. You like ride on rockets and shoot each other. Who cares? Whatever. So there are some new games there, at least, right? That's what we're looking for. Not exactly good new games. Well, I don't want to say they're not good, but you know, they're not what we're expecting. They're not blowing us away, right? Here's what I'm getting at. Okay, we still got more to go over, but first off, let's just say, I don't understand how you see an event like Sony's event, and then you see Nintendo Directs for years, mind you, and you do this. You do this thing where you have a guy talking, a guy you don't really care about, talking for so long, and then being random and funny in quotations, because none of that was funny. No, stop with the hosting. Stop with the influencer hosting. We don't care. We don't care. We want game. If they did Apex, and then they did The Sims 4, and then they did, not Dead Space 3, Command & Conquer Remastered, without anybody talking in between it, guess what? I wouldn't be doing this video. I'd be like, all right, that's fine, whatever, it's just a showcase. But in between each one of those, this 45-ish minute, as the CEO said, I would say there's probably about 15 minutes of gameplay and 30 minutes of bullshitting. Not a good look, never a good look. I question why EA even does this event anymore. When I fly in for E3, obviously not this year, when we fly in for E3, we fly in after EA Play. We don't even bother to get down there for EA Play because we don't care. It's not worth going for. I just can't comprehend how you look at other people's events. Nintendo's been doing it for a very long time. They've been doing it very successfully. Sony's a little bit newer, and yeah, you can't, that event was so recent that you couldn't copy that verbatim, right? But you can still get stuff ready. Last year, or maybe it was the year before, they had that guy that came out to introduce Need for Speed, and he cracked under the pressure. Like, it just froze on the mic. It was just this terrible, terrible thing. And it's just like, guys, how is that not an obvious sign that you gotta stop doing this? Just show the freaking games. Okay. All right, let's bring it back in for a minute. Where were we? We were just at, after all the indies, and that weird rocket game that I thought was gonna be free to play, but it's actually like 30 bucks. Again, that's another just why. I love it when they do things like this because it makes it easy for me to go out and do a video. So thank you for doing it for me. Thank you for that. After that, I actually went to go trim my beard. I don't exactly remember what happened next, but when I came back, Star Wars was being shown. They're talking about Star Wars, actually. It wasn't being shown at that point. And this is this is a good way to end it, I guess, because nothing else really stood out, so I guess it's a good way to end it. I don't know, but the Star Wars game looked fine. I'm a Rogue Squadron fan. I'm sure, I don't know if any of you are old enough to remember those games, but they are just space shooter games with Star Wars. You get the X-Wing, the Y-Wing, the A-Wing, etc. Gameplay looked fine. I like that they have a story mode. That's smart of them. I like that it's 5-on-5. It's not heavy multiplayer. I like that. I don't like these huge 42-on-42 matches where everyone's kind of broken up into their own squads anyways, and they don't talk to each other between squads, so what's the freaking point? I did have one issue. I didn't look heavily into this, but it looked like there were only 4 ships. 5 players, 4 ships. Really? Really? You couldn't have added one more ship? 5 ships, 5 players? I could be wrong on that. That's what it looked like to me anyway. That's just what I saw. And then they ended on, well, they didn't end on it actually. They pretty much used up a lot of time to do that, and then they showed the EA Sports thing, which we don't really got to slam them for that. We knew that was coming. That's a given, right? If you went into there not expecting to see FIFA, Madden, etc., whatever. Although no new UFC despite the leaks, which was odd. That must be at its own thing. I'm not entirely sure. I thought the beta was going to pop out of this this event. It didn't. I don't know. And then they kind of went into like, yeah, we can look at all what's going on with the next gen, etc., etc., etc. And then they ended with, shoot, I don't remember what they ended with, so must not have been that important. Anyways, that's a quick recap of what happened. Now, why did they do this? Well, first off, as I said, this was meant to be the time of E3, so they did their EA Play thing. This has been being planned probably since last year for whatever reason, because it feels like they just threw this damn thing together. Not good. It does appease the stockholders because they do need to know what's coming down the line. Although now that I think about it, I don't even know if any of those things got released. Oh no, Star Wars got their October release date, which that's been leaked, so it's not that big of a deal. But you know, that does make stockholders happy because it's got Star Wars attached to it. So there's that. And then of course you have all eyes on you. See, this is what I was gonna do a video when they did the Star Wars thing of like why people do these reveal trailers and then say tune in later. They did it so they could keep the eyes on them, because now you sell the Star Wars and you're like, ooh, okay, EA's cooking something up. And then you show up for this and it's EA being EA. Don't be surprised by this anymore, right? But here's the thing, if we don't call them out on it like I'm doing, like we should be doing, like we're getting in the comments, oh, Skate is what they ended with. How could I forget that? No, Skate is totally worth, yes, that was their last game. I'm not a big Skate fan. I'm not a skateboarder, but my friends that were skateboarders, good friend of mine, whew, I'm telling you, man, he put so many hours in that freaking game, I couldn't get behind it because I'm not good at skating, so like when I tried to do the ollies and stuff, anyways, good game to end it on. Fans have been asking for it for a long time. EA, they're earning a little bit of credit with that. It's just too bad the rest of the event was a freaking train wreck. So that's why they did it, right? They did it because A, they have to appease their stockholders and tell you, hey, these things are coming and they're gonna be on time. What's coming this year? Personally, they could have just done it at a freaking conference call and I'd been all right with it. Second, it is because E3 time. I'm still of the opinion that EA actually had a much better showing when they were in the the Sony events and the Xbox events, and heck, even PC Gamer events, which let's not even get into that. But if they need to stop doing their own event and just go back to these other events, quite frankly, that would just make the whole thing better, because nobody wants to watch these events anymore for just one thing. Most people watch it for Star Wars. Skate, pleasant surprise, as I said, but it's just, I don't know how you get it wrong. Like, you could show this to any gamer, any focus test gamer. I guess they just focus test with people who don't play games and they're like, yeah, it looks fine to me. That game looks cool. Look at those guys in Madden. They look awesome. Shit like that. I don't know. I don't know how they do this. I wish I knew. Please, someone inform me at what's going on. Let me pull up my book and make sure I got all my notes. I am rambling, as I usually do, because this has got me frustrated. It should be so freaking easy. Why can't they figure it out? Okay, bring it in real quick. So when The Sims came on and they were talking, I was listening, and I clicked up onto the YouTube screen and I wanted to fast forward. Realized I couldn't because it was a live event. I'd been watching these events after they came out because I like fast forward. I don't like wasting my time. And that's ultimately what I felt like today, is that I wasted my time, especially during that Sims thing. Yes, it is great to be inclusive. Sims has been inclusive forever. I don't know why that was in there. Again, just to pat themselves on the back, like, look what we're doing. You've been doing it forever. It's not a new freaking feature. Okay, let's get to the games. 4 games before something new. Yeah, and Greg Miller, I'm not a fan of the guy. I'm not a fan of any influencers, truth be told, and I just think we need to stop putting them in the damn events and just get to the freaking games. That would have been a 15-minute show, which is about the length of a Nintendo Direct if they just showed all the games. Why not? Why not just do that? Why waste all of our times like this? Why? Because EA still thinks they're the top of the freaking food chain despite being voted one of the worst companies in America over and over and over again, but their stock prices are so freaking high that they still think they're great. Okay, so I don't have an exact answer to why they do it. Someone at the top of the food chain just doesn't know what the fuck they're doing. That's my answer for you. If you have an answer, please, by all means, let me know. I have been playing the Pokemon DLC, so I was actually in a pretty good mood until I watched this event. And now I'm in a little bit of a sour mood, but hey, The Last of Us 2 comes out tonight, so whatever. I will play that and hopefully, well, I don't know. That's been all over the radar. I'm sure I'm gonna be doing a video on that one too, because it's all over the freaking radar. So, yeah, is there anything you actually, I think most of us will agree Star Wars is pretty good. Skate, if you're a skater, you know, wonderful coming back. Anything else that stood out to you? Crossplay for Apex is a big deal. I don't wanna shove that under the rug, right? That is a big deal. This needs to be something that happens on all other platforms. The thing that stood out to me though, it didn't say PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X, it said PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. So that was a little weird. Maybe they just can't say it yet. It's been a weird day. It's been a weird day. Cyberpunk was delayed today. It's been a weird day. Let's just end it with that, huh? As usual, what are you playing? Let me know. How you doing in quarantine? It was like 95 degrees today, 95 in America, obviously not Celsius or I would be dead. So yeah, I hope you're all doing well. I hope you're all enjoying whatever games you are playing. And yeah, somebody quick little run. And that's about it. Yep, October 2nd for the Star Wars, gotta love that. Hey, if you liked what you saw, got what you needed, like, comment, subscribe. See you guys in the next video. Later, Gators.